Hello, everyone. Welcome to the first episode of the Backyard Baller podcast. I am your commissioner, your defending champion, Jordan Mason Storm, here to talk about Week 8 in the Backyard Ballers. Let's begin with our obscure player for the week. Please, who can name this obscure running back? I don't know. This is a good one. Good luck with that, everyone. And let's get into it. Starting with waivers. A funny week in waivers this week, as it was a tight end gold rush, apparently. As we take a look, 4 tight ends went this week on waivers for a total of $61 bid, which is crazy. The highest getter is TJ Hockenson for $20 to Johnny. Then Oronde Gadsden to Martin, Dalton Schultz to Tom, and the funniest pickup of the week, Kyle Pitts back to Brian, $11. He's for sure getting a 0 this week. You just burned money up. Good job. I don't know. The other important pickups this week, Joe Flacco for $43 to Amanda, and Kyle Manungai to Brian, $27 maybe. David Montgomery light. I don't know. Good luck with that. Could be good. I don't know. All right. Let's dive into our matchups for Week 8. Starting with our lock of the week. And it saddens me to say this, but the hurricane is now into tropical storm territory, folks. This team had such promise 2 weeks ago and is slowly dipping back into its usual spot. Here's what Ryan's got going this week. At wide receiver, Amon-Ra, bye. Marvin Harrison Jr., bye. Puka, he's hurt, also bye. Then Ken Walker, bye. And here's who he's got ready to go on his bench. Dalton Kincaid and Ollie Gordon and Taysom Hill. It is going to be a scary one, folks. It is our lock of the week. We've got, for the Nightman cometh, Joe Flacco, going to cook up the Jets. Devontae Smith and DJ Moore have good matchups versus crappy Ds, each looking to get 15 points. And Derrick Henry, fresh off a bye, and Lamar is back. This one's going to get out of hand quick. Nightman cometh, 122.45. Category 5 Dicka. 53? Maybe? I don't know. 53. That's the over-under. Good luck. Let's move to something a little more competitive. We've got Metcalf Hurts, the 7 seed, taking on In Boz We Trust, the 12 seed. This one is interesting. Almost made our upset alert, but it didn't. It was close. In Boz We Trust, rolling with Jackson Dart. I love this matchup because A, Rob is using Jackson Dart versus Martin. Amazing. And Martin is using Jalen Hurts versus the Giants. So he can be happy and sad at the same time when both quarterbacks ball out, which they will this week. At wide receiver, Ted McMillan, Drake London, Jefferson, in for Rob. No Bryce Young, no problem for Ted. I mean, Andy Dalton, red rifle, gonna be slinging, getting him the ball. Running back for Martin. It's been a problem. Chase Brown, I think last week was a fluke, man. I don't know. Can Flacco keep sustaining all 3 of these guys? Maybe. I doubt it. But Breece Hall, questionable. Probably not going to play. Maybe going to play for Rob. If he does play, that helps. If he doesn't play, he doesn't have much on the bench to go with. Tyrone Tracy, I don't know. The problem, this one is going to come down to the flex. Looking at the flex, Rob rolling out CMC Jr., Luke McCaffrey. He had a few good weeks, but looks like Debo back, Terry maybe back. That could be the end of that. And Romeo Doubs definitely getting a touchdown this week versus the Steelers. mark that down. We've got Martin, 101.68. Rob, 97.53. Too bad. Next on our list, we have our game of the week, folks. The number 1 seed, Medical Bills, top team in the league, 6-game win streak, taking on Jordan Mason Storm, the 8th seed. This one's a scary one, both sides of the ball, because of all of the buys. So many buys this week. Medical Bills, without Kupp, without Montgomery this week. That helps. If you look, though, a lot of Qs on both sides of the ball. Baker versus Dak. Good matchup. Baker gets to play the Saints. That helps. Dak has to go to Denver. I know Jackson Dart cooked them, but I think they're going to be a lot better this week. At wide receiver, A.J. Brown. He's a punk bitch, but turning it around. Going to be rolling out Tez Johnson and Nico, as long as he passes protocol. But Pickens, Olave, Higgins is a scary trio for Medical Bills. Gives them an edge. Running back, not good. CMC and Ramondre going to beat Jordan Mason. I don't know. Jordan Mason is such a fucking loser. Gets touchdowns, but like 20 yards. Every week he scores like 8 points, but he gets touchdowns every week. The only hope for Jordan Mason Storm this week is in the flex. Medical Bills using a tight end. So 2 tight end week for Medical Bills. Dallas Goedert and Tucker Kraft. Can Tony Pollard get 12 points? I don't know. He hasn't been. This is going to be low scoring. New England D, count on you again. Jordan Mason Storm, 95.81. Medical Bills, 91.11. Win streak over. They're still one of the best teams we got going. All right. Time for our mid-show ad read. What do we got? Okay. This episode is brought to you by Rookie's Bar and Grill. Grill? I don't know. It's a bar. Yeah, they have table. Okay. I guess. That's weird. Do you like cold beer? Combo buffalo barbecue wings? Being hit on by 60-year-old women with an electrolarynx device? Then come on down to Rookie's Bar and Grill. You can enjoy a smoke-filled evening in a dark, depressing room where the chance of being stabbed is not 0%. Rookies, a place of fun for families of all ages. All right, thank you for that. The next game on our list, we've got Josh Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt taking on Gacy Swim Fan. It's going to go from bad to worse here for Kevin. His team sucks. He's a checked out owner. Fan base turning on him. They are calling for his head. This is back-to-back years of disaster for Gacy Swim Fan. Josh Allen is back, which helps, but Carolina D been sneaky good at home. Daniel Jones, sneaky MVP candidate. Edge to Daniel Jones, folks. Jamar Chase, Rashee Rice, Xavier Leggett is a good trio of wide receivers as long as Flacco keeps fighting off Father Time for Kevin. Sutton and Flowers are meh. This matchup's all about the running backs, and it's like a blowout. Taylor and Jacobs and Javonte all starting again for JJJS. Pacheco, Hubbard, and Troy Franklin will be in the flex this week for Gacy Swim Fan. The disparity is going to be like 50-10 with those 6 guys, and that is going to decide the matchup. Indy D playing Tennessee, that is just the cherry on top for Josh Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt. Final score, 143.81 for JJJS. Gacy Swim Fan, 110.33. Next on our list, oh boy, we've got Knicks Feet Under taking on Wong's Dry Cleaning, the 5th and 9th seed, but 1 win apart. That's all. Winner of this game, if it's Knicks Feet Under, they're swapping places because the pumpkin is starting to show in Wong's Dry Cleaning, folks. We've got Bo Nix, who is an enigma. I expect to have him scoring 5 points, and then in the fourth quarter, 3 touchdowns, 300 yards in just that quarter versus Dallas. Broncos will come back and win. Ryan will take a huge lead. Jordan Love will be fine. He'll be okay. He'll get his 15 to 20. The problem is wide receiver for Long's Dry Cleaning. Waddle, Worthy, and Shakir is not going to do enough to top CeeDee Lamb and Rome and Quentin Johnston. At running back is the only shot Long's Dry Cleaning has. He needs Bijan and Cook to both get 20. If that happens, this thing will be close. And then at tight end, Kittle is back. He looked okay. He's better than the other options you had, obviously. But you need Purdy back in a big way for that guy. Oh, no, he didn't do okay. He went goose egg, so that's great. I guess he can't do worse than that, Ryan. Okay. In the flex, Addison over Vidal. However, Knicks feet under, 122.04. Long's Dry Cleaning, 107.53. Our last matchup of the week is our upset alert. It is Quan Air, the 10 seed, taking on Straight Cash Homie, the 2 seed. Lamar is back. Brian needed it desperately. He could not keep relying on these loser QBs on the waiver wire. Mahomes has been cooking. It's a good matchup. It's going to be close. Mahomes going on Monday night, and Johnny might need all the points he can get on that day. At receiver, Ladd, Egbuka, Pierce, very good, versus Ridley, Golden, Jennings, not good at all. He needs at least 2 touchdowns out of that trio, Johnny. You got to have it. At running back, Achane and Spears, weak. Barkley and Scatterbo, beasts. Barkley's going to go off on the Giants. It's been a while since he's had a very good game, and this is it. 2 weeks in a row, under 7. Damn, Brian, if only you took Jahmyr Gibbs. I don't know. Seems weird. Lions fan picking first and take Gibbs. I don't know. Bad advisors in that front office, maybe. Buffalo D versus Carolina has to get 15 to 20 points. If they get less than that, it's going to be a problem for Straight Cash Homie. He needs those points. Denver D playing Dallas isn't going to be good. That's the thing. Denver D will get maybe 5 points. Dallas is cooking. Dak is cooking. We like the addition of Bucker at kicker. He needed a kicker, but Kyle Pitts, man, you're going to really... going back to that well is a bad call. We've got Straight Cash Homie, 105.73. Quan Air, 116.88. Pulls off the upset. Knocks this pumpkin team out. Folks, Straight Cash Homie has the fewest points against in the league. It is an insane record he's got. Teams aren't even scoring 100 points a game against him. Someone has to. This week it's Quan Air. He gets it done. We're going to wrap this up with our power rankings. A lot of changes, but not big changes. One spot and 2 spots here and there. At the top, we still have medical bills. Until someone beats them, they're at the top. Josh Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt up a spot to number 2. Straight Cash Homie up 2 spots to number 3. But get ready, when they start losing, that's going to be a quick plummet. I just need them to lose 1 game. I can drop them down 4 ranks. Category 5 Ditka at 4, down 2 spots. Set your lineup, bro. Long's Dry Cleaning, down a spot. Jordan Mason Storm up 1, teetering on a plummet, though. They need to start stringing wins together. Metcalf Hurts, down 1. They flip-flop 6 and 7. 1 team won, 1 lost. That's easily flipping back next week. At 8, Nightman Cometh up a spot. Quan Air down 1 to 9. Knicks feet under, out of the basement, up 2 spots to 10. Gacy Swim Fan at 11. In Boz We Trust at 1. Or at 12, down 1. And that is the power rankings for Backyard Ballers this week. We hope you enjoyed this. Good luck. Fuck you, Kevin.